Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that answers all your stock-related queries on the program. In case you're watching this show for the first time, the WhatsApp number is flashing on your screen. Send me all your questions here along with your name, your contact details, your location. We can also give you an opportunity to speak live to our top guests on this program and take a custom-made advice for your portfolio as well. Now, of course, you can also log on to YouTube, watch our show via the YouTube channel Business Today, and of course you can send me your queries via the YouTube channel as well. You only need to go on to the Daily Calls live section, then go to the comment section there and send me all your queries. I'll be happy to pick up some questions there. Already a lot of our viewers are joining in early on the program. Again today we have Sant Raj Yadav joining in, Jaya joining in. We have Anuj Singh also joining in on the program. Then we also have Vinita, Mohit. Welcome to all of you who are joining in early. And of course, we'll be waiting by to welcome our guest. We have Kush Kodasara joining in, Managing Partner, Invest Value, very soon to answer all your questions. But in the meanwhile, let me quickly look at how the markets are trading at this point in time. You're at 25,627, so about a half odd percent of an uptick, in fact 0.6% higher. We are at the day's high point as far as the markets are concerned. You can see heavyweight sectors like IT contributing to the gains today. Pharma stocks are buzzing as well. You can see even the infra names, even broader markets are higher in trade at this point. Only PSU banks that were so far gaining strength in the last week are giving up some of those profits today. But on the Nifty, you have Infosys, Wipro, HCL Tech among the top movers, TCS also hovering higher, Grasim and also Asian Paints are among the top movers in trade right now. But let me first quickly welcome Kush with us on the program. Hi Kush, warm welcome, good afternoon to you. Good to have you with us right at the beginning of this fresh and new week. What's the sense on the markets? We've had very volatile last 2 weeks panning out on the D Street, where the bulls have faced a lot of resistance to climb above these higher levels or sustain the selling pressure. What exactly is your thought? We are back above 25,600. Will this yet again take an attempt towards 26,000 on the Nifty?
Good morning, Sakshi, and it's always good to be on your channel. Definitely, I believe markets are quite volatile and still will remain volatile. I think there would be a time-wise correction. We will see some momentum on the both sides this week. On the upside, 25,850. On the downside, 25,400. This 450 points range is going to be no trade zone. So I believe there won't be a clear-cut direction until we breach out of get out of this range. So wait for 25,400 or 25,850. I would suggest and recommend not to trade on the index between this range.
Okay, got that. So Kush, we have a lot of questions coming in from our viewers. So let's first dive into that and then we will spot some opportunities with you also in the current market setup. The first question that's coming in is from Sant Raj Yadav. He says, good afternoon to you as well, Sant. The question is on ITI. He has the stock at 348 in his portfolio and he also is holding Paytm at 1345. He wants a 3 months view on both these stocks. So one is from the PSU space, ITI held at 348 levels. Paytm he has been holding since 1345 odd levels. What's the suggestion on both these stocks?
So starting with ITI, I mean, if his view is just for 3 months, actually avoid this stock. This is very a range bound, very low beta stock, range bound. If you look at the charts from February, we are not able to breach above 361, on the downside 300. So I guess this is not a momentum stock, and one should not trade this for momentum trading. So avoid ITI. I would suggest if you are a long-term investor, you can stick to ITI, but not as a short-term or medium-term investor. So exit ITI, book loss, and maybe you can shift to somewhere else. Coming to Paytm, definitely a good rally, but I'm not a fan of this stock fundamentally and technically. I believe if we cannot cross above 1400 in this week, we may see some correction to 1200. So you can keep a trailing stop loss at 1310, which is 5-day average. So keep a strict stop loss on Paytm 1310 and exit ITI.
Okay, let's take the next question. This one is from Jaya. Jaya says, "Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you for this show." Thank you so much, Jaya, for writing in. The question is on Pennar Industries. He says the stock has fallen sharply in trade. I've been holding 6,000 shares at 270 odd levels for a target of 500. But looking at the sharp fall today, I want to know what exactly has happened and what should my strategy be. So he's been holding with a focused target of about 500 rupees on the stock, but from the 20% losses it's recovered a bit. 15% right now still down. Remember, this is after the company's reported its numbers. Consolidated net profit has risen by about 20 odd percent in the company. Sales have also risen by about 21%, but despite that we have actually seen a sharp fall on the stock. Any suggestion, Kush, as to what's happening here and how should you read what's happening on Pennar?
Definitely, I have not gone to the earnings on Pennar, but yes, technically, I believe after the fall today, we are going to witness some correction, because if you look at rally from 2022, around it was trading around 25 rupees in November. So in just a matter of 3 years, we have seen 10 times, which is almost 1000% return. So definitely, I believe there would be a correction. So if you're a short-term trader, you can exit it. I believe 200 is a support, and if we break 200, we could even see 185. So for short to medium-term investor, Penna industry is avoid.
Okay, got that. So I hope, Jay, this has helped you out in terms of the strategy that you must follow on Pennar at this point in time. Let me take another question. This one is from Anuj Singh. He says, "Good afternoon, ma'am. नायका का शेयर 205 के रेट पर मैंने 500 शेयर खरीदे हुए हैं. इसका अगले एक साल का टारगेट क्या होगा?" अनुज जी, आपने सही कहा कि नायका के ऊपर एक बार आज फिर से फोकस आया है. आज 5-6% तक का भी अपमूव है. अब 52 वीक हाई के लेवल्स के आसपास नायका का शेयर आ चुका है. ये एफएसएन ई कॉमर्स के नाम से आपको दिखेगा. 6.5% ऊपर दिन के उच्चतम स्तरों पर ट्रेड कर रहा है. याद रखिए कि नायका के भी नतीजे आए थे और ये फ्राइडे को हमने रिजल्ट्स देखे हैं कंपनी के मार्केट्स क्लोज होने के बाद, और आज रिजल्ट्स जो है का रिएक्शन देखने को मिल रहा है. जो मल्टीफोल्ड जंप हमने प्रॉफिट में देखा है उसका डेफिनेटली आप एक रिएक्शन देख पा रहे हैं कंपनी के ऊपर. कैसे देखते हैं अभी आप नायका को? कुछ हम लोगों ने पिछले 1 से 2 साल में नायका के ऊपर कितना फोकस किया है, जब खबरें काफ़ी नेगेटिव आ रही थी, स्टॉक प्राइस में काफ़ी वॉलेटिलिटी थी. स्लोली एंड ग्रेजुअली पिछले 1 से 2 क्वार्टर में कुछ स्टेबिलिटी वापस नज़र आ रही है और वापस से एक बार प्रॉफिट्स के ऊपर कंपनी का फोकस जा रहा है. जो जंप देखने को मिला है बॉटम लाइन में, उसका रिएक्शन तो आज दिखा है, लेकिन क्या ये सस्टेन रहेगा? आपका क्या व्यू पॉइंट है एज फार एज नायका इज कंसर्न?
डेफिनेटली मुझे लगता है नायका में अच्छा खासा एक बाउंस देखा है आफ्टर मेकिंग लोज ऑफ 157 फरवरी में. वहां से अच्छा एक उछाल आया है, बट मुझे लगता है कि अभी थोड़ा फेयर वैल्यूएशन पे आ गया. फंडामेंटली टेक्निकली 275 एक रेजिस्टेंस भी है. तो मेरा ये मानना है कि एक बार यहाँ पे प्रॉफिट्स बुक करके निकल लेना चाहिए. मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये अभी इतना मल्टी बैगर होने के चांसेस है, इतना मुझे अभी देख के नहीं लग रहा है. थोड़ा मुझे लग रहा है 1-2 क्वार्टर और रिजल्ट्स विल रिमेन साइडवेज. तो डेफिनेटली अगर लोअर लेवल्स पे किसी ने खरीदारी की है 150 175 है, तो एक बार एग्जिट करके वेट फॉर अ करेक्शन एंड देन वी विल री एंटर. तो डेफिनेटली यहाँ पे मैं एक प्रॉफिट बुक करने की राय दूंगा.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also helped you out. Let's take the next question. दिस वन इज फ्रॉम विनीता गुप्ता. ये आपसे 2 स्टॉक्स के ऊपर पूछना चाह रही हैं कुछ. पहला क्वेश्चन इनका एफल इंडिया पे है, दूसरा है ईपैक ड्यूरेबल पे. ये 2 स्टॉक्स हैं. ये लिख रही हैं कि कंटिन्यूसली ये दोनों शेयर गिर रहे हैं, तो इसको होल्ड करें या फिर एग्जिट कर जाए. 1 साल तक के लिए इन्होंने अपने पोर्टफोलियो में होल्ड किया हुआ था, लेकिन इन्होंने मेंशन नहीं किया कि किस प्राइस पर इनके पास है एफल इंडिया, और साथ ही साथ ईपैक ड्यूरेबल किस लेवल पर एंटर किया हुआ है. इसकी इन्फॉर्मेशन तो नहीं है हमारे पास कुछ, लेकिन ओवरऑल ये जो दोनों स्टॉक्स अभी अंडर परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, इसको देखते हुए आगे की किस तरीके की ट्रैजेक्टरी आपको नजर आ रही है?
डेफिनेटली आपने सही बोला. एंट्री प्राइस इज नेसेसरी टू गिव देम एडवाइस, बट अभी जिस हिसाब से चार्ट्स पैन आउट हो रहे हैं, मुझे लग रहा है एफएल इंडिया एक डाउनवर्ड मोमेंटम में है. थोड़ा सपोर्ट के आजू बाजू है, बट वीकली चार्ट्स पे एक 1730 का 1750 का अच्छा सपोर्ट था, वो ब्रेक करके 1730 ऑलरेडी ट्रेड हो रहा है फर्स्ट डे ऑफ वीक पे. तो मुझे लग रहा है कि थोड़ा नीचे जाने के और चांसेस है. अगर आपने कोई ऊपर की प्राइस पे खरीदारी की है तो मे बी आप होल्ड कर के नीचे आएगा तो एवरेज करेंगे क्योंकि लॉस बड़ा होगा। बट अगर आपकी खरीदारी आप नियर टू कॉस्ट प्राइस है या थोड़े प्रॉफिट पे है तो एक बार 1700 का स्ट्रिक्ट स्टॉप लॉस रखा है। ईपैक डेफिनेटली अगेन मुझे लगता है कि एक साल में थोड़ा ऊपर आने के चांसेस कम लग रहे हैं क्योंकि स्टॉक मुझे लग रहा है वापस आईपीओ के प्राइस 240 200 सब 200 लेवल पे जा सकता है टेक्निकली। सो एग्जिट ईपैक एफएल में you can wait if you have a higher cost because fundamentally it's a good stock, or you can exit if it's near to cost.
Okay, let's take the next one. This one is from one of our again viewers who's joining in and sending us questions from our WhatsApp number as well. We have a lot of people joining in there too. Karthik is there. We have Naveen, Momita, Satish, everybody. Piyush is also writing in. So thanks a lot for joining in early. Let's take the next question. Satyan has sent this question on WhatsApp. He says transformers and rectifiers. He bought this stock at 500. Now both the results as well as the news flow is dampening. Can you please take a short term as well as a long term view on this one and tell me what exactly should I be expecting on transformers and rectifiers India? Yes, there is a 20% lower circuit on the share today, and like our viewer has also pointed out is that the results are also weak. In fact, we have a 52-week low on the stock as well. Lackluster performance with decline in profitability, soft performance has also may push the company's growth plans going forward, and that's what some of the analysts have also pointed out. Kush, how are you looking at Taril right now, and what would you suggest? Transformers and rectifiers India?
Definitely looking weak, of course, after opening such a gap down, the stock is definitely looking weak. Last 2 years support, or you can say last 2 years low is at around 284, so that is the support. So very difficult to give some advice on a day when there is a circuit, whether upper or lower. So I would suggest just to wait for a day. If we anyhow go below 284, if you get a chance to exit, just exit it because I think we are heading towards 140.
Okay, got that. Let me also take another view. One more question that's coming in from our WhatsApp. This is Prem from Hyderabad. Says, "Hi Sakshi, Business Today television team is doing a wonderful job with Daily Call show. Thank you so much, Prem, for writing in such wonderful words for us. I hope this show is truly helping you out in your investment journey." The question he has is on KEC International, Kush. He has been holding KEC International in his portfolio at 1000 rupees, around 100 stocks, but says the stock has been just not performing, continuously falling in the last 2 weeks. What do you think is the key reason for that? What should I be doing there? And the other one that I have is Genus Power, around at 400 rupees. The results are good, but the stock is again faltering. What is the reason for that? So KEC International, you're right, Prem, it's fallen by 14% in the last 1 month. There is a downward momentum. For Genus Power also, there is some kind of a weakness that we can spot on the charts. Even though in the last 1 month, the stock has picked up 8 odd percent. Your sense, Kush, on both these stocks, KEC International and Genus Power, what would you advise?
Starting with Case International, I would advise to exit because I think this is almost continuously 11th session where you see a doing downward momentum, and there has been good volumes also. So I think there is some issue fundamentally and technically. We are seeing some reversal on weekly charts also. So I believe 600 is my first support. So I suggest to exit at current level. Coming to Genus Power, again the same. Sorry. Today
Sure.
we are seeing correction. On the downside, 10-day average is around 326. But I think today it has snapped over last 6 days rally in just 1 hour. So in just 2 hours. So I think you can also exit Genius Power at current level. Around 276 is a good support, and we can track around 276, study there and re-enter. So avoid KEC and just cash out. And for Genius, exit as of now, and maybe around 275 we can re-enter.
Okay, let's take the next one. This one is from one of our viewers, Sivakumar from Bengaluru. Sivakumar says, can you please give me your view on Anthem Biosciences? I have around 26 shares at the price of 576. I can actually go on to hold for the next 1 year. What would your suggestion be? Now, Kush, I know that there is less data for you to study here, but the company had got listed amongst a lot of buzz, anticipation, and it also gave investors, handsome returns. Your suggestion on Anthem?
So yes, definitely technically I couldn't suggest, but practically, I would suggest to exit. I think we may see some more downside because the issue on newly listed stock is, Sakshi, that after 6 months, the lock-in gets lifted up for the investors who had invested pre-IPO or in promoter quota. So they will come down to, sell after 6 months at a good premium. So I would suggest that whenever, IPO price within 6 months goes below the listing price, you should exit for one. So listing price should be your stop loss. So this stock had listed on the first day around 700. I mean, unless and until we are moving above 700, we are going to see some downside. So exit if you are in profits.
Okay. Let me also take another view from you. This is from Mohit Yadav, one of our viewers who's joining in on our YouTube, and he says, Kush sir, Just Engineering पर आपका क्या व्यू है? अगले 3 साल तक के लिए इस स्टॉक को कैसे देखते हैं आप?
डेफिनेटली 3 साल के लिए थोड़ा फंडामेंटल स्टडी देना पड़ेगा, बट वो आई एम नॉट ट्रैकिंग दिस स्टॉक, बट यस टेक्निकली इतना बता सकता हूँ कि 460 अच्छा सपोर्ट है। उसके स्टॉप लॉस से आप अभी फिलहाल के लिए होल्ड कीजिए। ऊपर 550 600 के लेवल्स दिख रहे हैं, और आप कोई फंडामेंटल एनालिस्ट की राय लेके अपने एडवाइजर की आप और कॉन्फिडेंस पा सकते हो, बट टेक्निकली डेफिनेटली 460 इज अ गुड सपोर्ट।
ठीक है, ऑलराइट, लेट्स टेक द नेक्स्ट वन देन। दिस वन इज फ्रॉम रवि फ्रॉम दिल्ली। ही सेज, साक्षी मैम नमस्कार। नमस्कार आपको भी रवि जी, कैसे हैं आप? लिखते हैं कि आपका प्रोग्राम रिटेल निवेशकों के लिए बहुत यूज़फुल है। थैंक यू सो मच रवि जी, आपकी इस सराहना के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, और ये हमें डेफिनेटली इंकरेज करता है और भी ज़्यादा आप लोगों की मदद के लिए ऐसे ही टॉप गेस्ट को लेकर आने के लिए, जो कि आपको राय दें, सही दिशा दिखाएं जब आप स्टॉक मार्केट्स में निवेश कर रहे हों, जैसे कि कुश लगातार हमारे साथ पिछले 1.5 साल से करते आए हैं। आगे जो इनका सवाल आया है साउथ इंडियन बैंक के ऊपर आया है। कुश 1000 शेयर्स हैं इनके पास, 39 के लेवल पर इन्होंने लिया हुआ है साउथ इंडियन बैंक। दूसरा जो इनके पास शेयर है ये है GMR एयरपोर्ट का, यहाँ पर भी 1000 शेयर्स हैं इनके पास, 102 की इनकी खरीद है। दोनों में ही शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए ही निवेशित हैं ये। अब आपसे जानना चाहते हैं क्या करें, तो साउथ इंडियन बैंक नीचे आ चुका है इनकी खरीद से, GMR एयरपोर्ट भी नीचे आ चुका है इनकी खरीद से। क्या शॉर्ट टर्म में और प्रेशर बनेगा या फिर इनका लेवल जल्द आ सकता है? क्या राय बनेगी यहाँ?
डेफिनेटली साउथ इंडियन बैंक साक्षी ट्रेडिंग एट 38, उसकी परचेज इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग 39 इफ आई करेक्टली हर्ड, तो मुझे लगता है कि एग्जिट कीजिए। आई थिंक साउथ इंडियन बैंक इज कमिंग डाउन टुवर्ड्स 32 33, सो ऑलमोस्ट आप सोच सकते हो 20% हुआ अगर प्राइस देखें, तो मेरे ख्याल से साउथ इंडियन बैंक में मैं राय दूंगा कि एग्जिट। और दूसरा कौन सा स्टॉक का?
एक सेकेंड मैं आपको बता देती हूँ। तो पहले साउथ इंडियन बैंक इन्होंने पूछा, दूसरा GMR एयरपोर्ट जहाँ पर इनकी 102 रुपए की खरीद है, और अब ये ऑलरेडी आई थिंक 95 तक आ चुका है। तो पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि अब शॉर्ट टर्म में ये आपको कैसा लगता है?
GMR को मैं होल्ड करने की राय दूंगा शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए 9370 के स्टॉप लॉस से, जो 10 दिन की एवरेज है। डेफिनेटली आपकी प्राइस काफी ऊपर की है और आपने काफी टाइम से होल्ड कर रहे होंगे, क्योंकि पिछले टाइम 102 के ऊपर गया था, काफी समय हो गया। बट हैव पेशेंस, ये स्टॉक में 9370 का स्टॉप लॉस रखिए। आपका कॉस्ट आता है तो वापस चैनल पे आके राय ले सकते हो और फिर हम रिव्यू करेंगे। फिलहाल GMR होल्ड कर सकते हो।
Okay, got that. Let's take another question that's actually coming in again from our viewers who are joining in on our WhatsApp as well as on our YouTube. Okay, we have this question from Yashasvi who says, good afternoon Sakshi, can you please ask about DLF and Aditya Birla Real Estate? What exactly is your thought here? रियल एस्टेट क्षेत्र से कुछ स्टॉक्स के ऊपर आपसे ट्राई लेना चाह रहे हैं कुछ। डीएलएफ काफ़ी एस्टैब्लिश प्लेयर, अभी जो डीमर्ज होकर अलग से लिस्ट हुआ है आदित्य बिरला रियल एस्टेट, यहाँ पर भी आपका क्या राय है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर भी डेटा लिमिटेड है।
Definitely, starting overall, मेरा real estate sector में I'm very bullish over a long term period,
ओके
but for next couple of quarters or maybe more, we'll see some downside or sideways because there is a lot of unsold inventory of commercial properties in mega and metro cities. So I think there would be a slowdown in commercial, and that will give a break to churning of money on real estate. So definitely positive on real estate for long term, but for short term, I believe DLF and both will see some correction. For dual listed is difficult to give technical levels, but for DLF I can suggest 740 is a good support. If we break that, we may see 675. So wait for before buying it, and if you have bought, keep strict stop loss on DLF at around 740.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next one. Okay, राम शंकर है, ये लिखते हैं रिलायंस इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए इन्होंने कॉल ऑप्शन लिया हुआ है 25 नवंबर तक के लिए 1500 वाला, और 17 रुपये का है। अभी इसमें क्या करना चाहिए? कॉल ऑप्शन लिया हुआ है रिलायंस इंडस्ट्रीज पर।
डेफिनेटली होल्ड कर सकते हो, आज तो अच्छे मोमेंटम है रिलायंस इंडस्ट्रीज, तो मेरे ख्याल से थोड़ा मुनाफा में हो आप। ऊपर की तरफ 1500 का लेवल एक है जो थोड़ा रेजिस्टेंस है ऑप्शन साइड पे, वहां पे कॉल में काफी सारी राइटिंग है, तो ऊपर की तरफ 1500 अगर ब्रेक करता है आप कंफर्टेबली इसको होल्ड कर सकते हो। पर नीचे की तरफ अगर 1480 के नीचे स्टॉक जाता है, तो जो भी आपकी उस टाइम पे कॉल की प्राइस हो वो एग्जिट कर देना, क्योंकि बिलो 1480 रिलायंस विल सी सम मोर डाउन साइड।
ठीक है, ओके, चलिए यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल चुकी है। नेक्स्ट हम क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं। ये हमारे पास क्वेश्चन आया यूट्यूब के जरिए। गुंजन है, लिखते हैं आई एम अ वेरी बिग फैन ऑफ बिजनेस टुडे चैनल एंड अ डेली व्यूअर ऑफ डेली कॉल्स एज वेल। थैंक यू गुंजन फॉर राइटिंग इन, अप्रिशिएट ऑल दोज वंडरफुल वर्ड्स दैट you've written, and I hope that you're really taking all the benefit from all the guidance you're getting from top market experts on the program. The question is on Moschip Technologies, bought at 250 levels. Should I hold or sell or average? Please advise on Moschip Technologies, bought at 250. Right now it's at 230. So down by 1.6%. It's also followed her own purchase level.
Definitely looking at most chip technologies chart, I believe again a newly listed stocks, but looking at the history, recent past chart history, I think it is moving towards south. So maybe exit it. I guess 195 is a point where we will see some support. That was a listing price, and also that was acting as a strong resistance before it started its rally. So I think exit at current levels 195 would be a level where we would discuss it and re-enter.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next question. यहाँ पर एक सवाल आया है पीयूष का, लिखते हैं गुड आफ्टरनून साक्षी, आई नीड योर एडवाइस ऑन एसोसिएट अल्कोहल. The stock has fallen after poor results. I have 120 shares at 990. What exactly should I do? So the good part, Piyush, is that your purchase price is still below the current price, which means that you are still holding on profits despite this 13% fall that we have seen on the stock. 1012 is the current level of associated alcohols and breweries. Any suggestion, Kush, as to whether one has to panic exit, reap in whatever remaining profits are there, or should one hold on to this stock even now?
I think you should hold on to this stock even now, because if you look at a larger time frame, since Jan we are seeing a good support being taken on the stock around 950, and it's a low beta stock, so not for a short term or momentum swing trade. But if you can hold the stock for 6 months, hold it with a stop loss of 950. On the upside, I believe we may retest around 1300 to 1400 levels. So stock is looking good, but for an investor who can minimum wait for 6 months.
Okay, got that. Let me also just quickly take another question. This one is from Arvind, who says, sir, Quest Corp और डिलीवरी के टारगेट्स और स्टॉप लॉसेस प्लीज बता दीजिए, ये शेयर्स आपको कैसे लगते हैं? क्वेस्ट कॉर्प और डिलीवरी, दो शेयर्स ट्रेडिंग के लिहाज से टारगेट और स्टॉप लॉस दोनों आपसे जानना चाहते हैं.
क्वेस्ट कॉर्प इज ट्रेडिंग नियर टू 52 वीक लो, तो उसका स्टॉप लॉस जो फ्राइडे का लो था अप्रोक्सीमेटली अराउंड 220, वो आप होना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर 220 के नीचे जाते हैं तो वापस एक डाउन साइड आएगा। तो स्ट्रिक्ट स्टॉप लॉस क्वेस्ट कॉर्प में इज 220 फॉर डिलीवरी। आई थिंक अगेन नॉट in trading stock, and I believe it has breached support on Fridays. तो मुझे लगता है कि अगर आप अभी भी होल्ड कर रहे हो तो आज का लो शुड बी योर स्टॉप लॉस विच इज अराउंड 423। सो 423 on delivery and 220 on press cop for a trading perspective.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next question that we have, and this one is also from one of our viewers. Okay, Swati हैं जलंधर से लिखते हैं, Hi ma'am, I want to know about Niva Bupa. I have this stock at 82, and the other stock that I have is NCC at 260. शुड आई होल्ड और सेल और एवरेज? एनसीसी के तो डेफिनेटली नतीजों के बाद एक डिप भी देखने को मिला है इस शेयर पर। नीवा बुपा हालांकि आज ऊपर है 76 के लेवल्स पर, माइल्डली अप है। क्या राय होगी कुछ इन दोनों ही शेयर्स के ऊपर, नीवा बुपा इंश्योरेंस स्पेस से और एनसीसी कंस्ट्रक्शन स्पेस से?
एनसीसी कंस्ट्रक्शन स्पेस से मुझे लगता है कि लो बीटा है, तो मैं फिलहाल अभी एग्जिट के रह दूंगा। नीवा बूटा पे नीवा बूपा में मुझे लगता है कि स्टॉक इंश्योरेंस का काफी अच्छा है लॉन्ग टर्म में। ये सब इंश्योरेंस के स्टॉक काफी लो बीटा होता है, क्योंकि रेवेन्यू टॉप लाइन में इतना बड़ा ग्रोथ मुझे नहीं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूँ मैं, बिकॉज देयर इज लॉट ऑफ कंपटीशन इन दिस सेक्टर। सो नीवा बूपा यू कैन होल्ड इट फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म. Target is around 92, but minimum 3 years of holding. NCC exit, I think it's a low beta. Maybe we'll get better opportunities at lower levels.
Okay, fair point. Let's move forward and take another question that's coming in, and then we will move to Kush's own choice of stocks there, viewers. Okay, we have one more question that's coming in on the insurance space. Mohit from Ludhiana says, good afternoon. I have 200 shares of HDFC Life at 599. I can actually hold on for the next 2 years also. What would be the suggestion on this one? So, private player from the insurance basket, so many of changes that are taking place in the insurance basket as far as the regulation is also concerned, Kush. But on the charts, what does it show on HDFC?
No, I think HDFC on chart is looking good for long term. Definitely, again, a low beta stock, so not a trading stock. If you look at say 5 years, 6 years down the line, it has been in this range. So 10% upside or downside. So if you can hold it for next 10 years, hold it with the stop loss of 720. Target would be around 1000 plus. But if you are a trader or you are planning to have a swing trade, you can exit and play high beta stocks, because otherwise you will miss the opportunity.
Got that. Kush, quickly, if you could now tell us your own any choice of stocks that have come afresh onto your radar before we thank you.
Definitely, this week or maybe this month, I am focusing more on investment calls rather than, momentum play, because markets are uncertain. So two stocks which are seeing a good correction, and rather than, fearing it's time to get greedy on that stocks, both are from small cap and mid cap. So first is Trend. Of course, we are seeing a good correction on Trend, around 8% today. So start accumulating Trend. Because Gen Z is going to buy new clothes from Zudio, so, and the way they are expanding, I am sure, not if not now, by next 2 quarters we will again reclaim 5000 plus level. So with the stop loss of 3800, Trend is a stock you focus on this month, buying on every dip. Second is Piccadilly Agro. As we approach winters, of course Delhi is getting colder and colder. I am sure Indri whiskey will you see a good sale. So Piccadilly Agro, which is manufacturer of Indri malt, I think that should be bought at this correction. 630 is your stop loss, and the target would be around 800 in next 6 months.
Okay, got that. Thank you so much, Kush, then for sharing all your views with us, helping all our viewers out by solving their queries. It's always good to have you with us on daily calls, and we will of course wait for you to come back on another edition on the show.
Thank you.
Alright viewers, let's also now get into the second segment. We also have another guest now joining in on the program. We have Osho Krishnan now joining in on the program. Again, another favorite on the Daily Calls show from Angel One. Warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for taking the time out, Osho. Well, first up, your quick sense on the markets. We've started this week on a positive note after extremely volatile last 1.5, 2 weeks odd or so. Finally, are you getting the sense that yet again the bulls are trying to stabilize on D Street and we may see higher highs from here? Will you be a buyer on the Nifty?
Very good afternoon, Sakshi. Firstly, thank you for inviting me at the show. Well, yes, no doubt we have seen two consecutive weeks of correction in the market, and the overheated technical and derivative parameter has been pared down with the kind of correction that we have seen. And with last trading session, Nifty has even retested the zone of 50% Fibonacci retracement of October's month rally. So overall, now there is a positive biasness, and I'm expecting now that from here onwards there is more on the higher end for the benchmark index. For past two consecutive weeks, there was some kind of indecisiveness, and dips were not being used to buy or to accumulate positions in the benchmark index. But now with the kind of momentum and with the kind of pullback that we are expecting, I'm expecting that from a very short term point of view, 25,800 will be seen as the first target for Nifty. And once we breach the zone of 25,800, then 26,000 followed by 26,100 can be seen as next positional target for Nifty. So from here onwards, the risk reward is very much favorable. On the lower end, 25,430, 450, which is the breakout neckline of Nifty, is expected to provide very strong cushion. While on the higher end, 25,800 followed by 26,000 is the target that I am expecting for the week.
Okay, got that. Let's start taking some queries now, Osho, and of course we will come to your own specific stock ideas and tips that you would want to share with all our viewers. We'll take our first question that's coming in on our viewers who are joining in from our YouTube. Okay, Gunjan says IOL Chemicals is the first question that she has for you. 106 is her purchase price. She wants to know should she hold or sell her position.
See, first, this counter is into kind of a corrective phase from the higher zone of nearly 120. The counter has been into a corrective zone and now is approaching towards the long-term moving average. So as of now, I'm not very much bullish, or there is no sign of strong reversal in the counter. But on the risk-reward front, this zone of nearly 85 to 87 has provided cushion to the counter. So looking at the historical data, yes, this zone can be seen as accumulation zone, but not aggressively, in a very staggered manner, in a very low staggered manner at current levels. One can look for buying opportunity. And if the dip continues towards the zone of 85, which even coincides with the 200-day simple moving average, then that zone can be seen as buying opportunity in the counter. And conviction will return once it breaches the zone of nearly 94 on the higher end. Then one can become aggressively bullish and can look for strong buying opportunity in IOL chemicals.
Okay. Got that. Let me also take another question that's coming in again from our WhatsApp viewers. Okay, we have Anjali writing in, says I've bought 150 shares of Shriram Finance at 790. I have a 3-year time horizon. What should I do right now? Any suggestion on Shriram Finance?
See, currently the counter is into a very strong momentum, so it will be advisable to trail profits, because looking at the technical segments, there is a possibility of profit booking from the higher end, because the counter has seen a stellar or vertical rally from the zone of 650. So there is a possibility of correction. Technically, the counter is at a very strong overheated zone on the higher end. So I expect till the momentum persists, one should look to trail their profits on the higher end. The immediate support comes around the zone of 790. So it will be advisable to trail stop loss at 790 and try to hold position. And in future, if there will be any kind of correction towards the zone of 700 to 720 kind of a zone, then again one can look for buying opportunity from a longer duration.
Okay, let me also take one more question from our WhatsApp viewers. Okay, we have Vikram writing in. He says, I hold 100 shares of BPCL at 330. I have a long-term goal of 5 years. Should I continue to accumulate more stocks even at the current levels? From the oil marketing companies, BPCL.
See, definitely the counter have seen a very strong momentum. There has been multi-week and multi-month breakout on the technical front for BPCL. So I expect that from a longer duration of nearly 3 to 5 years, one should definitely stay invested in the counter. But in the short-term duration, try to accumulate the counter in the zone of nearly 345 to 350. If it comes or if it cools down even higher than 320 is a very strong support levels, there one should look for even higher position acquisition in this counter. So overall, for 3 to 5 years, one should definitely stay invested and utilize dips to even add more position.
Okay, Umesh from Delhi writes in, says, good afternoon Sakshi, good afternoon to you as well Umesh, hope you're doing well. The question that he has is on Sumitomo Chemicals. He bought this stock at 612 but now wants to know, should I book my losses at the current levels? I do have a 1 year horizon, but what will be ideal? Let's quickly look at the stock price. Yes, it's at 438, so you've actually seen losses quite a bit. This is despite the fact that the stock has moved up 21% in the last 6 months, and the stock has actually come off your own purchase price quite a bit. In fact, when you would have bought it, it would have been probably about 2-3 years back. I believe from that time the stock has just not been able to come up to the levels that you have bought it at. Osho, any suggestion?
At current levels, it is not advisable to exit from the counter because the counter has seen, as you mentioned, a strong correction from the zone of 660 zone, and now technically has corrected towards the oversold terrain. So from here onwards, the risk reward is quite favorable. So one should not look for exiting position at current levels. Technically, although the room on the downside is still limited, but it might plunge towards the zone of 455 to 450. So one should not be very much concerned at current levels to exit position. But from a longer term perspective, there is a strong possibility of a reversal in the counter. Any breakthrough above the zone of 500 can provide a kind of a momentum in the counter, and one can look for even adding more positions at 500 kind of a zone. So from there onwards, on very short term point of view, 560 to 570 will be the target, and once it breaches that zone, then again we need to review. But for now, 570 is the target that one can expect from medium term point of view.
Okay, fair point. Let's take the next question as well. We have a lot of questions coming in on our WhatsApp. The next question is from Raghunath from Chennai. He says that I'm holding some stocks in my portfolio, and my stock portfolio is targeted towards my children's education purpose. So I want to choose the stocks that are actually good, and I want to know if there is any mistake that I'm doing in selecting some stocks for my portfolio. So even though he is not really mentioned at what price he has got certain stocks, he's named a few. I will just take those names also. Let me know if you see any red flag anywhere on these stocks that you would want to advise, because these are clearly with the purpose of long term for building wealth for children's education purposes that Raghunath has shared. First one is Nesco that he has shared. Next one is Shalby, and we have KCP Limited, Barmer Lorry. We also have Delivery and EIH Hotels. These are all the stocks that Raghunath has chosen. Most of them are from the mid-cap space. Delivery from the logistics space. The recently, it's from the tech, new age tech space. EIH Hotels, we all know, is from the hospitality space. Barmer Lorry, KCP Limited, Nesco and Shalby. Can he continue to hold on these stocks in his portfolio for the long term, or would you like to make any change in any stock?
See, firstly, the portfolio is quite diversified, so it's not very concerning that from here onwards one should even look for further diversification from these counters. Overall, from a longer duration, yes, all the counters are having a decent trajectory and is expected to provide a decent momentum in the coming period as well. In the short run, yes, there might be some kind of lag movement in majority of the counters, like Balmain Lorry is having a kind of a stagnation at current level. But no doubt from a longer term duration, one can stay invested and no need for further diversification in any of the counters. All the counters are at a decent phase. Majority are looking positive, like Delivery, EIH is looking very positive at current level. So stay invested in these counters. Some of the counters, even one can look for adding further positions also. So Shalby is a counter where he can look for further accumulation. I am expecting that once it breaches or once it tests the zone of 200, 210, that levels is a decent level to start accumulating. So all the counters are decent enough, and one can stay invested from long term period.
Okay, got that. I hope that this has truly helped you out. Let's take the next question. We have Harsh writing in, says, good afternoon to the entire team. Good afternoon to you, Harsh. The question is on Infosys. I want to buy for fresh, and for a trading purpose, I would seek a target and stop loss on Infosys. The stock is in momentum. It's among the top movers on the Nifty today. Any suggestion?
See, overall, the counter Infosys is positionally very strongly placed. There has been positive divergence. From immediate term point of view, it is at a very strong resistance because the zone of 1500, 1520 has been tested uh, 4 or 5 times in the short term period. And from there onwards, the counter has seen some kind of correction continued on the lower end. So overall, one should wait for one more continued buying or continued momentum in Infosys, but from a positional point of view, if you are trying to accumulate it on a cash basis, then better you can start looking for you can start accumulation at current levels. But if you are looking for kind of MTF, then better to wait for one more day of consecutive buying and then can look for buying in Infosys. The immediate target that I'm expecting is nearly 1600 in a very short term duration, while on the lower end, 1470 is a very strong support zone. So accordingly, one can look for trading opportunities in Infosys. Any breakthrough above 1520 can trigger a strong short covering, and one can look for buying accumulation of nearly 80 to 100 points can be seen within very short term point of view.
Okay, got that. We have one more question that's coming in as well. This is from, one of our viewers who's from Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, from Riyadh. This is Yamin Ahmad. Hi, Yamin, how are you? Good to see that you're watching our show almost on an everyday basis from Saudi Arabia. The question that Yamin has is, Sakshi, I want to reduce my portfolio size and therefore I want to take a call on exiting certain stocks. I am thinking of exiting IOC, Castrol, and maybe even GAIL and NMDC. How would you, all are in profit, some are 2 or 3 times as well, only NMDC is in losses. Can you please suggest where exactly should I exit? Some more names he has taken, like ONGC, Sumitomo Chemicals, Tata Consumer, HUL, Dr. Reddy's, Cipla. So again, from oil and gas to maybe metals. He also has chemical stocks, FMCG stocks like Tata Consumer and HUL, pharma stocks like Dr. Reddy's and Cipla. What he says is that he's comfortable on the profits that he has across the board. Some are even multifold profits, 2 to 3 times as well. Only NMDC is in losses. But where can he exit his position? What would you suggest? He wants to now partially book his profits.
See, firstly, it takes time to review the whole portfolio of any of the clients. So it will be very less time to have a kind of a decision on majority of the counters. But I would say that from a better return in Indian equity market, I expect that in the last 1 year, there has been a strong consolidation across the sector. So from the coming time, from the coming quarters, I am expecting that from here onwards, there can be strong potential for the higher end. So one should stay invested because there is no concerns with the names that you just have suggested. Overall, all the counters are really looking very positive. And if there is no concern of exiting position or requirement of money, I will advise to stay invested in the long term perspective. Also, one will be getting a decent higher returns only. So majority of the names that you just have spelled out are looking very positive and better to stay invested. No concerns of exiting any of the counters as well.
Okay, fair point. Let's take some other questions that are also coming in. Again, we have a lot of our viewers joining in on our WhatsApp. Lavish from Indore writes in, I have 1000 shares of Canara Bank at 138. I need a 6-month target on the same. Now we do see that the PSU banks are actually coming back into flavor. Osho, there's so much of buzz around the merger. Now even the government themselves, Finance Minister herself has pointed out that yes, we are in the lookout of how we can create solid big banks that can comfortably compete on a global stage as well. So there could be increased activity there. On Canara Bank, what's your suggestion?
See, positionally, I have a target of 160 in Canara Bank, but at current levels, the risk reward is not favorable because the support lies around the zone of 120 to 125. So at current levels, the risk reward is 1:1, and with the kind of momentum that we have seen recently in the PSU banks, the possibility of correction or profit booking should not be ruled out. So I will advise that one should wait for any kind of profit booking in the counter. The zone of 120 to 125 looks very positive, and one can look for accumulating around the same zone. And on the higher end, 160 is the target. The kind of breakout this counter have given, 160 is the target from medium term point of view. So try to accumulate this counter on any dips towards 120 for upside potential target of 160.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped you out. Let's take the next question again from a lot of our viewers who are sending in their queries on our WhatsApp. The next one that we have is from one of our viewers. Let me quickly pull out some new questions. Okay, Somalia Biswas from Kolkata writes, I have 15 lots of the Nifty for 18th November expiry. 25,800 call option at 55.6. I have booked the profit of about half quantity at 96. I want to know what should I do with my remaining quantity. Can I hold it for BTSD or not? That's the clear question. Osho for you. 15 lots of Nifty, 18th November expiry, 25,800 call option at 55.
See, I will suggest to hold the position because currently the put writers have shifted their position towards 25,600. So for a kind of a BTST perspective, yes, stay invested. If there will be any kind of correction in the second half below 600, 25,600, then better to book profits for now. But overall, I am expecting for 18th November kind of expiry, the momentum stays on the higher end. But with the kind of momentum as of now we have seen in today's trading session of 150 odd points, there is some kind of profit booking of assumption of profit booking that can be seen. So better to either hold with a stop loss of 25,600 on spot levels for Nifty. If it breaches down, try to exit positions once and again reaccumulate position once it tests the zone of 25,500, and then you can again build long position in the counter. 25,800 is the target that definitely will be seen in the week.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has truly helped you out there as well. Osho, we'll now ask you your top choice. A lot of our viewers are just waiting by to find out where exactly can they really dip into an opportunity that Osho yourself suggests.
See, first counter which is looking very positive to me and which is not performing well in today's trading session is LIC. LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, yesterday or day before yesterday has given a very positive result, and from there onwards it has also seen a very strong surge. And with the type of correction that we are witnessing in today's trading session, this looks as an opportunity to start accumulating position in LIC. So I expect that in the very short term perspective, 945 to 950 to be seen as the first target in LIC. While for short term traders, it is always advisable to keep a stop loss, and for LIC 885 is a suggestible stop loss that one can look for. The other counter which is looking very positive and it is on the verge of giving a breakout is APL Apollo Tubes. APL Apollo is currently hovering around the zone of 1800 and it has been consolidating around the zone of 1780 to 1800 from 5 trading session, and it is looking very positive on the technical front. So APL Apollo can be seen as buying opportunity at current levels, keeping a stop loss of 1770. On the higher end, the first target that is expected is 1840, followed by 1865 from positional point of view, 1 to 2 trading sessions.
Okay, fair point. Thank you so much, Osho, then for being with us, solving all our viewers' questions, and of course sharing with us your top choice of picks as well for our viewers. With that, viewers, we have come to the wrap of Daily Calls edition. Thanks a lot, Osho. 25,646. We have 155 point of a jump on the higher side. So stabilizing around that high point of the day. Let's see that whether there is some more pickup that happens in the second half of the trading session as well. So stay tuned with us as we continue to mark all the market moves that you need to track for yourself. And of course, for the closing edition, I'll see you at 3 p.m.